Well, hello again. Welcome back to the little shop. Today we're going to discuss something that, again, bugs me a bit. We're going to talk about individuals setting up their own guitars, and in this case particularly, store setups. Here we have a new Telecaster purchased by a regular customer of mine. That this guitar was actually on a markdown rack. It's new, but it was discounted. So when he bought the guitar, he left it at the store with the instructions to change the pickguard. He wanted a pearl pickguard put on it, and he wanted it set up. So this is what he got. Let's take a look here. First of all, if you can get a look here at the guitar, I'll try to get this so you can see it. There are handprints all over this guitar. It's just really gooey. Yeah, even the pickups got stuff on it. The tuning keys have handprints all over them. The frets are kind of cruddy where it's been hanging on the rack. Speaking of such things being cruddy, when they were supposed to set up this guitar, they didn't even bother to change the strings. These strings are actually rusty. That gives you any indication of what's going on here. That was just what I wiped off one string here in a second. Let's try another one. See, this is what we're getting off the strings. You can't really tell from the camera and the video and all that, but these strings are pretty rusty. Which is another thing, even if the guitar was set up, they didn't bother to change the strings. And if you set up a guitar with a set of old strings, your intonation will be different when you put a new set on it. Getting back to the filth factor here, look at the handprints on his back plate, on the neck plate here. The neck feels like someone has rubbed a slab of bacon up and down the back of it. Now keep in mind, this guy brought this guitar here directly from the store. So apparently we've had some slovenly store employee that's been working on this guitar. Now let's get into the details of the setup. First of all, let's look at our strings. The low E is almost hanging off the bass side of the neck here. And the high string is just about right alignment wise. When they put the new pick guard on, they didn't take the plastic off of it, but it's starting to curl up here in various places, you can see. The neck is dead straight, which makes up for the nut that's way too high in their mind. And intonation is kind of off. So anyway, and then we look at the pickup heights. These pickups are real low. There's hardly no volume coming out of this guitar. So anyway, what we are going to do is actually just set up the guitar. We're going to change the strings. We're going to clean it up. We're going to do all the adjustments on it, which gets in another thing when I was talking about the setups. I hear people talking all the time, I set up my own guitars, or I set this up for my friend, or I did this, or I did that. And basically they consider putting a set of strings on and tuning it and maybe adjusting the bridge a little bit as a setup. That don't get the job done, guys. I consider a setup to be every adjustment on the guitar. Pickup height, intonation, string height of course, nut height, neck relief, you know, neck alignment, neck bolts tightened, you know, loose tuners, whatever else, you know, getting a guitar in a proper condition to be played. So just want to show you this. It's really a shame I can't show you really how bad this guitar is printed up. I mean, like I say, there's like gooey handprints everywhere on this thing. I mean, if you're going to sell a new guitar, it's supposed to be set up, at least wipe it off for the guy. Jeez. So anyway, I'm going to get on with it. This isn't going to be much of this video. Basically, it's going to be a before and an after. So we'll catch you back in a few. Well, this just keeps getting better and better. I'm a whole 4 minutes and 15 seconds into this job, and I found something else. We have a broken switch cap. The side wall is broken out of this cap, and their solution: just wrap some masking tape around the switch. Gee, you know, I think there's some information on YouTube on how to actually fix those switches. Oh well. Moving on. We're gonna carry on here. I guess we're gonna get a new switch cap. Okay, we're all finished up. Took just a bit over an hour. That's no big deal. And my setup's complete. The frets have been cleaned. They're nice and shiny again. The fingerboard funk has been removed. The tuning machines have been tightened and cleaned up. The truss rod's been adjusted properly. The nut height's been cut properly. I've tightened up the neck bolt screws and actually shimmed the neck laterally to line the strings up correct on the neck. You can see they're even now. You can see the pickup heights have been adjusted. I removed the protective plastic from the pick guard, because if you leave it on too long it actually gets nasty, and the adhesive can sometimes actually eat into the pick guard material, so when you do take it off there's damage to the pick guard. The bridge height and intonation has been taken care of. I found the output jack to be loose, and the knobs were spinning on the pot shafts for the volume and tone controls, so 1/8 of a turn on the set screws of those took care of that after I positioned them properly. The toggle switch has a new cap, and the switch has been modified to hold it a little bit more securely. I found out on YouTube how to do that. I've cleaned the guitar up. We're in pretty good shape. I removed all my handprints from when I was working on it. And I checked it all out. Everything's actually a pretty nice little Telecaster. For some reason, I can't get this Bakersfield vibe out of my head. Well, okay. So, just a word, guys. Like I say about these store setups and so on, sometimes the free ones are still not a good deal. So anyway, until next time, play nice. I'll see you later.